Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 420 area code. I'm Sheldon Baker. My guest today is Kalan Kallerhals. He operates Green Thumb Naturals in Fresno, California. And when we come back, I'll talk to Kalan about life as a CBD retail entrepreneur, as well as how and why he got started selling CBD products. I think you'll find it quite interesting. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Not all hemp oils are created equal. Let Verdant Oasis show you why. Verdant Oasis is a vertically integrated hemp-centric raw material grower, manufacturer, and supplier. We oversee every step from soil to oil. Verdant strains are genotyped and registered by government-regulated seed banks. Our operations are HACCP and GMP certified by SGS International. Verdant Oasis has the most comprehensive global safety dossier for hemp extract, setting the benchmark for FDA acceptance and NDI compliance, the gateway to the food and beverage industry. Our hemp oil ingredients are accepted and authorized by the FDA, USDA, and DEA for interstate commerce throughout the United States. In the UK and EU, our extract is authorized as a novel food. Wholesome and pure, backed by science, legally compliant, and fully integrated with a dedicated innovation center to serve your unique marketing objectives. To learn more about the Verdant difference, visit our website at www.verdantoasis.com. Verdant Oasis, the essence of hemp.
Welcome back. My guest today is Kalan Kallerhals. And Kalan, welcome to the 420 area code.
Hey, thank you so much, Sheldon. I appreciate you having us on today.
Indeed, indeed. So you're selling lots of CBD products today?
Doing a little bit of both. So we actually make the products ourselves as well as sell them. And so this morning was kind of a mix of both manufacturing as well as getting some products out to clients as well. So
great, good. So tell us, and all the people who are watching this, how'd you get involved in the CBD biz?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's a pretty honestly, it's a story worth worth a movie maybe someday. We'll have to see, but. So my story is I'm a chronic pain patient. I'm a medical cannabis patient as well. You see me smoking a joint. I'm on my lunch break right now. And so, cannabis, high THC cannabis is very helpful for me as well. And so I have chronic pain. I have chronic anxiety as well as PTSD. And that is incurred from just a lot of wrong years of living in my 20s. And I suffered a real bad car accident in my early 20s and got onto prescription medications from the doctor, which kind of led me down the real slippery slope of opiate addiction, and eventually ended up on the streets, addicted to heroin. And so I spent, a lot of time in my 20s trying to, figure out how to get clean and sober. And it wasn't until I was in my early 30s that I ran into CBD, really heard about its benefits and the possibilities that it had to help people that had pain and anxiety like myself. And so about 5 years ago, I started making my own products for myself. I made the decision to quit taking the Xanax as well as the morphine that the doctors were prescribing me, and just started making some CBD capsules in my home kitchen. Made the decision to quit those as well as drinking alcohol. And I'm blessed to say that I've been able to stick with that decision for over 4.5 years, coming up on 5 years of complete sobriety from those substances. And CBD was just very integral, played a very intricate role in me being able to get sober. And so that's kind of how this all started, was me trying to make a product that could help me get clean and sober. And once I was able and seeing success in doing that, I really got passionate about wanting to help other people, especially locally, acquire CBD products that worked at a fair price.
So then, as well as today, do you go back and forth between CBD and cannabis as we know it as marijuana? Do you use both?
Personally, I do. Yes, sir. Both are very integral parts in my recovery and me being well. They both do different things. The THC kind of helps me a lot more with sleep as well as pain. And so, a combination of both those cannabinoids are really what works best for me personally. That being said, it wasn't until the CBD got involved that I was really able to, get clean and sober.
And it looks like you smoke, say, versus edible, or do you do a little of both?
Yeah, to be honest, I do it all. I do it all, but I do it in moderation. And so, as you can see, I just lit that joint. You can see there's just a little bit smoked off of that, but I mean, honestly, I'm already feeling the effects, from just the two puffs that I just took, and so that's plenty for me for right now. To do what I'm looking for this medicine for me to do in the moment right now. So
it looks like a pre-roll that you have there. Am I correct?
No, sir. I actually rolled this by hand. I roll a lot of them, and so I'm pretty good at rolling them. But
you are experienced, absolutely. So I would imagine customers come into your store, and they need education. They need education about CBD because I know a lot of people think, "Oh, I'm going to take CBD products and I'm going to get high." How do you handle the education portion of what you do, of how you sell your products?
Yeah, it's kind of a mixed, plan of attack, if you will. We have, a lot of informational resources on our website, that people can access on their own. We have informational videos that are on YouTube as well that we've created. And then, always trying to, have that client to person-to-person interaction to where I can lean into an individual situation when at all possible, because like you say, it does all boil down to education. And a lot of the times the reason why a product or CBD doesn't work for someone, people will try it and they say, "Oh, it didn't work for me." That's not necessarily the case. It's just that they did not find the right dosage for them, or they did not use it often enough, or they didn't use it long enough, before making that determination. And so, trying to find out, as much as we can find out about, the person and why they're looking to use it. What are the parameters in which they're willing to go? There's different types of CBD. There's CBD that's just CBD. There's CBD that's full spectrum that has a little bit of THC. And so, guiding the client to exactly the right product for them is really a part of the process. And, it's something that I enjoy doing. I love getting, phone calls, answering messages from our Instagram, just trying to empower the end consumer to use the product correctly, because, if you're really in it for the long haul, you're going to be in it for the consumer, and you're going to take the time needed to explain it to them. People should have questions, and, these products are not cheap. And so you definitely want to know how to use them and use them correctly, in my opinion.
And you just hit it there about these products are not cheap. Do people understand that? Do people ask you why are they so expensive? Because some of the price points are pretty pricey.
Yeah, I don't get that question too often, and that's because our pricing is kind of right in the middle of the board as far as cost in the industry. There's companies that are cheaper than us, and there's companies that are more expensive than us. My wife and I, Green Thumb Naturals, which is this brand right here. That's kind of our logo, if anybody can see that.
Mm-hmm.
So we manufacture a topical balm, which is a 2-ounce jar. a salve that you would, rub on your body directly wherever you're experiencing pain or inflammation. And so we manufacture those types of products. We also manufacture capsules. And so these are pre-dosed at, kind of an average dosing that works for most people. And then we do also manufacture your typical CBD oil tincture. These are the drops that go directly under the tongue. And then we do also make a pet product. This is called Hempy Paws. And so this is going to be our pet brand that we really enjoy working with animals. We have, quite a few customers with this product, and really proud of what it's able to do. But my point in saying all that is that we literally manufacture these products in small batches by hand right here in Fresno, California. I purchased a ISO 8 clean room lab. And so we make these products in a pharmaceutical grade setting now, not in my kitchen anymore, like we did 5 years ago in the beginning. And so the price point kind of factors into how long it takes us to make a small batch of products, as well as the high quality ingredients that we use. All of the base ingredients, as well as the essential oils that we use, are all US sourced. They're all organic. And we also use doTERRA essential oils, which if anybody knows anything about essential oils, doTERRA is the top of the line brand. Very expensive oils that we use in all of our topicals. And so that does kind of factor into the end cost. But yeah, I couldn't afford CBD when I started this company. That's why I went on the mission to make my own products. And so I'm very proud to say that, we often are giving products away to people that are in need. We're often running sales, trying to get our clients the best deals possible. Because for me, this never was about the money. It was about me getting well. And this business has, allowed my wife and I to make an income for well over 3 years, just getting by just off of our income from this business. And so, we're very thankful and grateful for that. So we're always looking for ways to give back to the community, to be involved in the veteran community, as well as donating to animal shelters like the Fresno Bully Rescue. We're involved with on a regular basis, and just love having a opportunity to show that we care. Because not every company cares. They care about your dollars, but not every company really cares about you. And so I feel like that's where we're really different.
Fantastic. Good. Well, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk a bit more maybe about your products, some of the maybe the more popular products, or maybe they're all popular, but stick around. We'll come back with Kalan and talk some more about what's going on at Green Thumb Naturals in Fresno.
Not all hemp oils are created equal. Let Verdant Oasis show you why. Verdant Oasis is a vertically integrated hemp-centric raw material grower, manufacturer, and supplier. We oversee every step from soil to oil. Verdant strains are genotyped and registered by government-regulated seed banks. Our operations are HACCP and GMP certified by SGS International. Verdant Oasis has the most comprehensive global safety dossier for hemp extract, setting the benchmark for FDA acceptance and NDI compliance, the gateway to the food and beverage industry. Our hemp oil ingredients are accepted and authorized by the FDA, USDA, and DEA for interstate commerce throughout the United States. In the UK and EU, our extract is authorized as a novel food. Wholesome and pure, backed by science, legally compliant, and fully integrated with a dedicated innovation center to serve your unique marketing objectives. To learn more about the Verdant difference, visit our website at www.verdantoasis.com. Verdant Oasis, the essence of hemp.
Welcome back to the 420 area code. I'm talking to Kalan Kallerhals. He is the owner of Green Thumb Naturals in Fresno, California. We've been talking all things CBD here today. We looked at some of your products that you sell at your store. What are the most popular? Are there some? Is it edibles? Is it items that you can smoke? What would you say is most preferred by your customers?
Yeah. So our top selling products are going to be our topical balms. Typically before, anytime somebody's, buying a CBD product for the first time, typically before they're willing to put it in their mouth and ingest it, they're willing to put it on the outside of their body, is kind of, what we've found overall. And so a topical balm is for people that struggle with pain. If people are using the products for pain, a topical balm is going to be probably their go-to product. And we make multiple batches of this product every single week. We're constantly selling out of it, and people find therapeutic benefits from it. From folks that are older, getting into the real aches and pains, arthritis. We have a lot of athletes that use this product for recovery. We have people that use it for headaches. We'll rub it, on their temple or behind their ears for intense headaches. I even have people tell me they use it in their hair. I don't know why, but I have had people tell me that they use it in their hair and they love it for that. So for whatever that's worth. But so topical balms would be our top selling product. And then also our capsules and tinctures. We make two different versions of every product. So with our capsules, we make two different varieties. We make a CBD only version that's going to be a 20 milligram per capsule, strictly CBD only for people that, they have to drug test for work. They have, some sort of, religious belief that won't allow them to ingest THC. And so they want a strictly CBD only product. And so for that reason, we offer those products. That being said, they are effective up to a certain point. But the most effective CBD that you can get is always going to be a full spectrum CBD product. And so that's going to be a whole plant extract containing all of the minor cannabinoids, as well as some trace amounts of THC. And so for CBD to be most metabolized and used by the endocannabinoid system, it needs those other cannabinoids to be most effective. So in the beginning, when I first got into this 5 years ago, CBD isolate products were the most popular. As the market and the consumer has gotten more educated, the full spectrum products have started to pick up a lot more steam. And right now, the full spectrum products would definitely be the more popular out of the two that we manufacture.
Very good. You talked about pets, products for pets.
Yes.
I'm assuming it's dogs and cats. Yes.
Correct. Yeah, primarily. There is a big market for for horses. To actually use these products as well. We haven't quite tapped into that one just yet, but right now we're doing mostly marketed towards dogs, but we do have people that use it for their cats as well. And it's basically just two ingredients. It's going to be a coconut oil, an organic MCT oil, and CBD isolate. So this product is strictly CBD only. I am getting ready to launch two more products within this brand, Hempy Paws. We're going to launch a extra strength full spectrum product for dogs that need that extra cannabinoid support, and then a 1,000 milligram version of our original formula. So this bottle is a 250 milligram product. Works great, but what we found that larger dogs, they do have to take quite a bit of oil. And so making a product that's concentrated stronger for a larger dog is going to be beneficial. And so we're looking forward to releasing those two products here in the coming months.
Well, I think that spells success if you look at extending your product line. So hats off to you there. What did you do before you started Green Thumb?
Like I was kind of sharing, I've probably had 40 jobs in my life. I've worked a lot of different jobs, and so growing up, I grew up in a real strict household. I went to a private school. I graduated high school with two other people. And so I was very sheltered growing up. And I actually went to Bible college right out of high school. Actually trained for a couple of years to be a pastor, and felt that that was what I was supposed to do with my life. But it was mostly because I was so sheltered, and that was kind of the only option in the world in which I grew up in. I wasn't. That was how we were pushed, and so after 2 years of Bible college, I realized that, hey, this isn't really what I want to do with my life. I was. But from being so sheltered and withheld from so many things, I didn't understand a lot about life, and I wanted to experience the things that most kids experience at an earlier age, and so I started going to clubs and just started getting into a little bit of trouble, if you will. And after I got in my car accident, that just really, once I got addicted to drugs, and I found a mental escape from the pain of me not knowing what to do with my life. I really had no clue of what to do with myself at, 21 years old. I was just kind of out here trying to fend for myself and figure it out. I was selling, I think after I left Bible college, I got a job selling suits. I was a wardrobe consultant at Men's Warehouse for a few years. Did that. I got a job doing some cable installation after that. I've done hard labor jobs. I've sold women's shoes.
So you've done a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I really have. But
you found
the
your
last
calling
job
now. You found your calling
What's
now.
that?
You found your calling.
Yes, sir. I believe I have. Yeah.
Yeah. How about competition? Is there a lot of competition locally?
There definitely is. Yeah. More and more, you're seeing companies, that are popping up, and, there definitely are a few locally that have been around for some time. I wouldn't necessarily call them competition because from my way of looking at things, like the only competition that I have is the man that I'm looking at, in the mirror, and everybody else, we're all on the same team trying to do the same thing. Different companies have different ways of doing business. Some I agree with more than others. Some I don't agree with at all. But overall, there's some great other companies that are here locally, and we're all kind of trying to, help people understand that the benefits of that the hemp-derived CBD can bring to someone. My mission is plants over pills. That's kind of my motto. And I've, adopted that personally. And, you really have to fight back against the forces of which that many of us face today, with all the pharmaceuticals being pushed down our throats. As Americans, you really have to fight for your own freedom from that stuff, or it's easy to get sucked into being an addict to the pharmaceutical industry and not even knowing it, And so I just try and share people my, deal with the anxiety and pain that I deal with. But I'm willing to make that sacrifice, for the better good of myself and, the better good of the community.
Hey, fantastic. I would imagine that there are not, I talked about competition, but I would imagine from a local standpoint, the fact that you make your own product, there aren't a lot of local companies or retail outlets that are making their own products.
That's correct. So there are some other local companies. So just to give myself a little help here. So our products, our main authorized retailer is Fresno City Vapor. We tried to have our own retail location. But we were literally trying to do our own retail thing right when COVID first hit in 2019, and that just didn't go well for us at that time. So we kind of had to pull out of that and recalibrate. But we do have all of our products sold at Fresno City Vapor. They're at First and Bullard, just west of the Kentucky Fried Chicken right there. And they're open 12 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 12 to 5 on Sundays. And so people are able to access our products there. We also have our website, greenthumbnaturals.com. People can order products from the website. Even if you're in Fresno or Clovis, we will ship it in the mail. It'll get there in 1 or 2, maybe 3 days at most locally. Or we also offer in Fresno and Clovis delivery to your home through our website. And so people can place that order. It's not same day delivery or anything like that, but within 48 hours or so, we are able to show up with that order to your doorstep. And so those are all options for people to pick up our products. And yeah, nobody else that I know of locally is making products the way that we do. There's a couple other big names around town, but I'm 95% sure that they white label products from a mass manufacturer. And so, we really pride ourselves in the hands-on work that we do with our products and, the love that we put into it.
Well, that's great. You've had some great success. And again, where are you located? Let everybody know where you're located again. Give out that
Yes, sir.
address.
Yeah, so our main retailer located in Fresno is Fresno City Vapor, and they're located at 5769 North First Street, and that's Fresno, California, right behind the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Fresno City Vapor is the name of the business you'll want to enter, and their staff there is prepared to help you get any of the products that we make. Just as a side note, we do also sell a lot of other products other than the ones we make. We sell CBD gummies from Smoky CBD, a very popular gummy brand. We sell pet products by Bailey CBD, pet treats. We've got CBD bath bombs, CBD lotion.
You got it. You got it all. You got
Pretty
it all.
much, yeah. Anything anybody can want, we've got it for you.
And you're open 7 days a week?
Yes, sir. Monday through Saturday, 12 to 7 p.m. And then Sunday, 12 to 5.
Fantastic. Good. Hey, it's been great having you. I've heard a lot about you. Continued success. We've been talking to Kalan Kallerhals with Green Thumb Naturals in Fresno. Continued success, and hope to see you. Maybe I'll stop into the store and check you out. Okay.
Hey, would love that, Sheldon. Thanks so much for having me today.
All right.
Take care now.
Fantastic. Thanks for watching us, and we'll catch you next time on the 420 Area Code.
Not all hemp oils are created equal. Let Verdant Oasis show you why. Verdant Oasis is a vertically integrated hemp-centric raw material grower, manufacturer, and supplier. We oversee every step from soil to oil. Verdant strains are genotyped and registered by government-regulated seed banks. Our operations are HACCP and GMP certified by SGS International. Verdant Oasis has the most comprehensive global safety dossier for hemp extract, setting the benchmark for FDA acceptance and NDI compliance, the gateway to the food and beverage industry. Our hemp oil ingredients are accepted and authorized by the FDA, USDA, and DEA for interstate commerce throughout the United States. In the UK and EU, our extract is authorized as a novel food. Wholesome and pure, backed by science, legally compliant, and fully integrated with a dedicated innovation center to serve your unique marketing objectives. To learn more about the Verdant difference, visit our website at www.verdantoasis.com. Verdant Oasis, the essence of hemp.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sheldon Baker, and welcome to the 420 Area Code. Good to have you join us again today. Carl Germano is the Vice President at Verdant Oasis. He's an author and a CBD and nutraceutical expert, and his company is one of the supporters of the 420 Area Code. When we come back from these important words, I'll talk with Carl about his vast knowledge and wellness and health and experience overall, what's happening at Verdant Oasis, and his viewpoints about the CBD industry. So come on back.
Not all hemp oils are created equal. Let Verdant Oasis show you why. Verdant Oasis is a vertically integrated hemp-centric raw material grower, manufacturer, and supplier. We oversee every step from soil to oil. Verdant strains are genotyped and registered by government-regulated seed banks. Our operations are HACCP and GMP certified by SGS International. Verdant Oasis has the most comprehensive global safety dossier for hemp extract, setting the benchmark for FDA acceptance and NDI compliance, the gateway to the food and beverage industry. Our hemp oil ingredients are accepted and authorized by the FDA, USDA, and DEA for interstate commerce throughout the United States. In the UK and EU, our extract is authorized as a novel food. Wholesome and pure, backed by science, legally compliant, and fully integrated with a dedicated innovation center to serve your unique marketing objectives. To learn more about the Verdant difference, visit our website at www.verdantoasis.com. Verdant Oasis, the essence of hemp.
Welcome back, everyone. My guest today is going to be Carl Germano. He is the Vice President of Verdant Oasis. As I mentioned, he's an author and an expert in the area of CBD and nutraceuticals. Been in the business for quite a long time. And as I'd also mentioned, that his company, Verdant Oasis, is one of the supporters of this show, of the 420 Area Code. So we're very much appreciative of that. And because we're so appreciative of it, we're going to play that commercial spot one more time. And so, again, don't go away. When we come back, Carl will be with us.
Not all hemp oils are created equal. Let Verdant Oasis show you why. Verdant Oasis is a vertically integrated hemp-centric raw material grower, manufacturer, and supplier. We oversee every step from soil to oil. Verdant strains are genotyped and registered by government-regulated seed banks. Our operations are HACCP and GMP certified by SGS International. Verdant Oasis has the most comprehensive global safety dossier for hemp extract, setting the benchmark for FDA acceptance and NDI compliance, the gateway to the food and beverage industry. Our hemp oil ingredients are accepted and authorized by the FDA, USDA, and DEA for interstate commerce throughout the United States. In the UK and EU, our extract is authorized as a novel food. Wholesome and pure, backed by science, legally compliant, and fully integrated with a dedicated innovation center to serve your unique marketing objectives. To learn more about the Verdant difference, visit our website at www.verdantoasis.com. Verdant Oasis, the essence of hemp.
Welcome back. My guest today is Carl Germano. Carl, welcome.
Thank you, Sheldon. It's a pleasure to be here.
Fantastic. You have quite a distinguished career in both CBD and the nutraceutical industry. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I am a board certified clinical nutritionist by trade, but I've been in the dietary supplement industry for over 4 decades now. So I'm showing my age, but nevertheless,
You still look like a kid. Like you could be in college.
well, it must be all the vitamins I take because I take plenty of them. Nevertheless, concurrently, as I was in clinical practice, I had gotten a chance to work in the dietary supplement industry, and for 40 plus years, I've been developing products for some of the largest companies in the trade. But the last 10 years, I've really dedicated my life and moving forward with revealing and educating on the endocannabinoid system and how important the active compounds in hemp are for people to understand them truly. And I go far above and beyond CBD because CBD is one of 100 plus different compounds in the plant, and they all synergistically have a role to play. And yes, big pharma and other companies will choose and pick different compounds from it and highlight it. But the basic tenet of all botanical medicine is to provide the synergy of the plant itself. And we should treat hemp no differently than we treat ginseng or echinacea or any other herb for that matter. We look at ginsenosides and we look at active components in plants. We don't really single many of them out. And here is a classical example. Unfortunately, for the past 5+ years, CBD has been highlighted, but what's evolving in science is that the real benefit to this plant is the collective of these class of compounds called phytocannabinoids, along with the active flavonoids like the canflavins and many other compounds in the plant. And so I come from a different breed. I don't like to focus in on any one single ingredient in a plant. And again, with hemp, it's no different.
Great. How long have you been affiliated with Verdant?
Since its inception, close to 7 years ago. This is a company that truly wanted to take the path, because at that time, there were other companies and they were highlighting CBD, and we sat down and we are a group of professionals. The CEO is a naturopathic physician, the CEO is a medical esthetician, and we have numerous PhDs in the chemistry, extraction plants, what have you. And we truly felt we needed to lay the pathway and the road in the right direction for companies to understand and appreciate hemp for what it is as a plant, not marijuana, and the active components and how they support and nourish the body's endocannabinoid system. And that's what it's all about. Why are we taking CBD? Why are we talking about phytocannabinoids? Why do we talk about hemp? Is because the active compounds in this plant happen to nourish and support one of the most important physiological systems in the body called the endocannabinoid system, which we can talk hours about. And obviously, I wrote my first book, The Road to Ananda, on this very subject. And it's just the beginning. We are in our pre-fetal stages, so to speak, because of the way this country treated hemp. I mean, it locked it up under the Controlled Substances Act. We couldn't consume it, cultivate it, commercialize it, what have you. But outside of this country, it was a very different picture. And in Europe, they were cultivating, they were studying it. They were registering true hemp strains that have history of human use, that go through a lot of genetic testing to make sure THC is under control. And so we look to the outside world, and I really take offense to some companies who are desperate in their attempt to try to justify the material by playing the game of, it's not made in the United States. Well, unfortunately, in the United States, we're in the dark ages for 100 years. Other countries weren't. Let's at least embrace the kind of research and a lot of work that's been done to bring hemp to the forefront here. So 10 years, close to 10 years now with Verdant. And again, we are at the tip of the iceberg. As you may know, a release has just gone out that we have spent the past 3 years and a lot of money to conduct the appropriate toxicology studies under the FDA's Red Book guidelines to get self-affirmed GRAS, which we did get and was published now in the reputable scientific journal called PLOS One. And, we try to differentiate ourselves from a lot of the questionable materials in the marketplace. One of them happens to be answering FDA's concern, prove your material is safe. And so for our clients, we want them to take the safer. We want to mitigate any risk. And we conducted these studies, and we've gone through a lot of time and effort and money to do this the right way, as per FDA's guidelines. And, we are on the forefront of providing not only high quality materials, but safe materials that the FDA would not have any issue with what we have done and what has been published for our material.
Great. It's my understanding that Verdant has made numerous inroads into the global CDB market. Your website refers to ancestral hemp. Talk about that and what that means.
Yeah, I think this is very, very important. And that is, as I mentioned before, that while the U.S. was hampered by legal issues and we couldn't grow and commercialize and even study hemp, Europe was doing this. And the EU Commission has a website where they have registered true industrial hemp strains that go through a 5 to 6 year process of testing the genetics, THC stability, identifying the plant itself, that it is true industrial hemp. And I emphasize that, and that's because the fact that here in the United States, truly who's been leading the effort have been marijuana companies, since really hemp has not been able to be grown. And there's been a lot of manipulation going on, and there's several studies, one that I referred to over and over in New Phytologist, where researchers have found that these high CBD plants that are being cultivated here in the US, basically, they are nothing more than marijuana varieties. 90% of the genes that they find in these high CBD plants are genes that come from marijuana, only 10% from hemp. Whereas here, what we provide to our clients is true industrial hemp that has the genetic ancestry that has been consumed by humans for decades, as opposed to these new genetically manipulated plants that are posing themselves as hemp, which we certainly take offense to. And basically, the authors of this paper talk about the fact that these high CBD plants are genetically marijuana for the most part, and they can't be expected to meet the legal definition of industrial hemp in any situation. This means that CBD products that are labeled hemp could be incorrectly labeled and falsely branded. And so we, on the other hand, can show the exact strain we use, which is on the EU Commission's website, that has all this history and has all the testing that's done with it, to prove it's industrial hemp in the first place. So that's just several of the things that differentiate us from a lot of the materials in the marketplace.
Very good. Okay. Well, we're going to take another short break, and when we come back, I want to talk to you. You mentioned your book, The Road to Ananda, and I think you've written 9 books. Is that correct? Is it 9 and counting?
This is 9. The next one is in progress.
All right.
Again, the endocannabinoid system and consciousness.
Great. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about book number 9. So, folks, stick around. More from Carl Germano after this word from Verdant Oasis.
Not all hemp oils are created equal. Let Verdant Oasis show you why. Verdant Oasis is a vertically integrated hemp-centric raw material grower, manufacturer, and supplier. We oversee every step from soil to oil. Verdant strains are genotyped and registered by government-regulated seed banks. Our operations are HACCP and GMP certified by SGS International. Verdant Oasis has the most comprehensive global safety dossier for hemp extract, setting the benchmark for FDA acceptance and NDI compliance, the gateway to the food and beverage industry. Our hemp oil ingredients are accepted and authorized by the FDA, USDA, and DEA for interstate commerce throughout the United States. In the UK and EU, our extract is authorized as a novel food. Wholesome and pure, backed by science, legally compliant, and fully integrated with a dedicated innovation center to serve your unique marketing objectives. To learn more about the Verdant difference, visit our website at www.verdantoasis.com. Verdant Oasis, the essence of hemp.
Welcome back, everyone. We're talking to Germano from Verdant Oasis. And I want to get into your book a little bit, The Road to Ananda. It was book number 9. It's a guide to the cannabinoid system. Okay, we'll get that out. Hemp and phytocannabinoids. The book addresses what you refer to as the botanical travesty and confusion, as well as the importance of hemp. Do you think your book has been an aid to the consumer or more an industry aid?
From an industry perspective, yes, it's been an eye-opener for a lot of people to understand, again, why in the world am I taking CBD? What is it doing in the body? And more importantly, as we kind of try to branch open and to tell the bigger picture, that all of these beautiful compounds in this plant play an important role. CBD may be the major cannabinoid in hemp, but certainly the others, which are minor in number, are not minor in their activity in the body. And we've gotten to learn that with emerging studies coming out on how some cannabinoids from hemp block the cellular entry of the COVID virus into the cell, in vitro study. But nevertheless, it wasn't CBD, it was cannabidolic acid, it was CBG and cannabigerolic acid. So we are learning there are many other compounds, many other phytocannabinoids other than CBD that are important. But the basis behind understanding the true value of these components and the true value of hemp is to understand the human body's cannabinoid system, which we call the endocannabinoid system, or ECS. And the ECS is all over the body. It's on every organ system, helping to modulate its functioning. And so when we look at the global picture of the endocannabinoid system, it's there to maintain homeostasis, balance. You want to be in balance. You've got, you talk about adaptogens, keeping the endocannabinoid system at the top of the list in terms of protocols that we use in terms of nutritional therapies is key to good health in general. Then we go down to each organ system and what is the endocannabinoid system doing there? And when you look at some of the top conditions or areas that make a great entry into product development is, things like neurotransmission of the brain. So, memory and learning and what have you, the pain, inflammation, stress and anxiety, sleeplessness, bone health. People don't realize how important the endocannabinoid system and CBD and other cannabinoids actually are critical as an adjunct to calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, menaquinone 7, and keeping bones healthy. And they work very, very differently than the nutrients. As a matter of fact, more importantly, they work on the cells that actually build up and break down bone. And the list goes on and on and on about when we can influence the endocannabinoid system, we have a large list of conditions that we may be able to address very efficiently with other accessory nutrients that we have in our nutritional arsenal right now. And so it's the appreciation of the body's cannabinoid system. And I tell people, you're just going to have to get over it. Your body produces cannabinoids like cannabinoids found in cannabis, and your body feeds off of them. And you have receptors all over every organ that require cannabinoids to regulate functionality in the body. And so the list goes on and on. So the book, Road to Ananda, Ananda in Sanskrit meaning bliss. The road to true inner bliss is to affect the most important physiological system that's controlling balance and good health, the endocannabinoid system. And so, and plus one of the cannabinoids we actually produce in the brain, in the body in general, is anandamide. And that's where the Sanskrit word ananda was used again, since it means bliss. And anandamide, we know, hits the receptors in the brain, similar to what THC does. And that is, THC hits those receptors and is very psychoactive. Well, anandamide hits those same receptors. It's nowhere near as psychoactive, but it absolutely affects mood. So when we see runners and people who do exhaustive exercise, and we notice anandamide levels go high, that feeling of euphoria is not a result of endorphins. That's the old story. It's all about the endocannabinoid system and keeping you not only healthy, but making you feel good. And so that book, Road to Ananda, is just an entry into what's going to dominate nutrition and medicine for the next few decades. And that is all about this physiological system that's been buried. And that's where I talk about the travesty. I mean, in medical school, college, even for people going to nursing to you name the medical practitioner area, you should be learning about the endocannabinoid system. And it's been kind of quieted or kept down because of the stigma attached to cannabinoids, which is truly a travesty and a tragedy that we can now hold education about a physiological system we've been born with since the beginning of time. You find it in single cell organisms to animals, you name it. So, that's the travesty. It is changing. Things have come a long way, but we still have a long way to go. But without a doubt, once you learn about the endocannabinoid system, you then get a real appreciation of how important hemp and the active class of compounds, phytocannabinoids, are in terms of placing them at the top of the list in many nutritional protocols to address many conditions in the body.
Like most books, can you find it on Amazon for those who want to purchase
Yeah,
a
it's
copy?
Amazon. All of my books I've kept in the trade primarily. I didn't go mass market. I find that people in our trade are the people who are most interested in these subjects and really want to learn. And so it's been very helpful and popular in the trade. But yes, it's on Amazon.
Fantastic, good. Let's say on the consumer side of things for just a little bit here. Consumer goes into a store, whether it's a health food store or a grocery store, wherever CBD products are sold. They don't really know what's inside. They don't, maybe a supplement, maybe a regular dietary supplement they might know. They could, if they wanted to take the initiative, they could contact a company, a manufacturer, and ask for a COA. Sometimes they can get that certificate of analysis. But when it comes to a CBD product, they don't know, do they?
It's problematic because the FDA has not regulated this sector yet. We've been asking for 7+ years. They've been sitting on their hands. We know that there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with legal potential bills that can help. And there's been pressure on Congress to push the FDA to regulate. And the day will come, it will be regulated. But because it's not regulated and it's not treated as a dietary supplement, it becomes a little bit risky, and risky on the part of the consumer. And I say consumer beware because, again, as I've read the author's conclusions of that paper on the genetics of marijuana and hemp, that a lot of the materials in the marketplace are marijuana and not true hemp strains. And so what does a consumer do? Well, just like asking for a C of A, which could be important, more importantly, one should ask for some genetic testing on the strains that were used, or an affidavit for the strains that were used to produce the raw material that's in their product. Also ask for the standard assays that should be done to prove not only quality but safety, and that includes pesticides and heavy metals and microbiological contaminants. You should be able to get that. And unfortunately, the consumer has to be proactive right now because there are a lot of companies who jumped into this trade. They don't belong in this trade, but they see the dollar signs and they're selling the wrong materials. They're selling the wrong story, and it is buyer beware. We take a different path, and as I said, we prove that our material is industrial hemp. Every single batch has all of the assays from either Eurofins or Alchemist Labs, and and again, we have done all the toxicology studies to get self-affirmed grass, which both retailers and consumers should be demanding companies to show that they spent the time and the effort to prove that their material is safe, let alone to prove it is industrial hemp and not marijuana. So, there's been several organizations that have been trying to help, and certainly USP has got the different designations of type 1, 2, and 3 cannabis. Type 1 being THC dominant, which is marijuana. Type 2, THC CBD, which are the marijuana hybrids that are out there. And then type 3, which is true industrial hemp, CBD dominant. And, we should get that kind of information. So unfortunately, we're asking the consumers to get, and the retailers should be equally as proactive in getting the right documentation to make sure they're not taking risks themselves. Because while FDA has not made a move, that doesn't mean at any given time they will not. And if they, all they need to see is where this material is coming from. Is it true hemp? Is it safe? They're going to ask for the safety data, so forth and so on. So at this point, it is buyer beware, and to be more proactive.
Thank you very much. We've been talking to Germano. He's the vice president for Verdant Oasis. Appreciate you being on the show today. Thank you for your support. Thanks to Verdant for your support, and appreciate it. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Sheldon. A pleasure to be here. And thank you again for the opportunity.
You got it. Everybody, thanks for watching the 420 Area Code, and we will see you next time.
Not all hemp oils are created equal. Let Verdant Oasis show you why. Verdant Oasis is a vertically integrated hemp-centric raw material grower, manufacturer, and supplier. We oversee every step from soil to oil. Verdant strains are genotyped and registered by government-regulated seed banks. Our operations are HACCP and GMP certified by SGS International. Verdant Oasis has the most comprehensive global safety dossier for hemp extract, setting the benchmark for FDA acceptance and NDI compliance, the gateway to the food and beverage industry. Our hemp oil ingredients are accepted and authorized by the FDA, USDA, and DEA for interstate commerce throughout the United States. In the UK and EU, our extract is authorized as a novel food. Wholesome and pure, backed by science, legally compliant, and fully integrated with a dedicated innovation center to serve your unique marketing objectives. To learn more about the Verdant difference, visit our website at www.verdantoasis.com. Verdant Oasis, the essence of hemp.